Hey, no. What's going on here? Get this thing out. Look at it. It's covered in crap. We're not working on this. This is filthy. What a filth bucket. I mean, is this going playing in bog holes? And is that mud or is that oil? I can't even... No, this has got to go back out and get cleaned. And look, people have been working on it. You can see that those clamps have been moved around. The hose is pushed up too far. Mate, that alternator, amazing it even still works. Look at the mud on the thing. Unbelievable. He did say he was looking forward to see some videos on this, so I hope he likes this one to get started. Oh, okay, so it's got some, what are they, aftermarket arms, or has someone drilled a hole to grease it? Anyway, let's get in underneath it. So let's have a look under and over this thing. This looks like an absolute grot at the moment. It's going to cost him thousands and thousands. Oh, mate, what a mess. Look at this. So it's got a few problems, this car. Ooh, wonder who it's been going to. That's the thing, right? But we'll get it running, right? 300,000 Ks with probably the original injectors. That could be a start. Okay, what do we got up there? A little bit of oil from the pumps, but that's just covered in... Mate, we could spend 4 slabs of Heineken. I mean, you know, a couple of hours cleaning this. Just clean it. Look at this, even oil up the side of the sump there and everything. Yeah, okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at all that oil. Oil everywhere, all over the diff. Oh, look, someone's been working on the ADD. Oh. I think I'm going to be calling in sick this week. Oh, look at the drive shafts. What's been going on there? Someone's had that out. They're all bent back over themselves. We're not doing an inspection on this vehicle. I'm just trying to have a look and see what's wrong with it, because it's absolutely got... I've never seen so much oil. 1KDs don't leak oil, and this is dripping oil everywhere. Well, 1KDs leak oil now, because that's oil right there. This is a oil leak. So what's going... There's a whole heap of oil coming off that starter motor. I wonder what it is. What's it going to be? Just the usual block plug? Let's have a look in there. Oh, no, I don't think all that oil's coming from there. Oh, look at this oil. It's running off this diff like crazy. I think we're going to have to go up to the... Look at all this filth, though. I mean, see how hard it is to actually see what's wrong with the vehicle when it's just got that thick coating of greasy... Oh, look at... It's just absolute... Oh, look at the chassis being whacked in the middle there and it's bent. Okay, so... Unless there's no oil on the turbo. See, you've got to have a positive somewhere. Turbo looks all right. Beautiful. Engine mounts look all right. Oh, and yes, there's been some work done on the transmission. We were told that. Yeah, they can't even put a bolt back in the transmission. They cross-threaded it. They've used the old aftermarket cork gasket rubbish. Anyway, oh, no wonder he's had work done on the transmission. He's had to take it back. I mean, this is what we're talking about, people. This is out of control. Okay, so look at all this oil. This is going to be awesome when we find out what this leak is, because it's going to be nothing to do with a 1KD. I can guarantee it. Why do I say that? Because 1KDs don't leak. So what's it going to be? It's going to be caused by someone or something aftermarket. I don't even know what it is yet. But look at all this. It's just caked. I don't even want to go any further under the vehicle. No, we're not working down there. We're not doing a service. But look, that is not an alloy colour transfer case. The only thing clean about that is, well, if they did work on this transmission and it's that filthy, can you imagine what contamination they might have put inside? And what did they do? Just cut some lines or something here? What's this with hoses and clamps and everything? Oh, no. Unbelievable. Oh, look at that clamp there. Oh, look, is that hose? Yeah, they haven't even put the clamp back on the hose up there on the breather on the diff. See that? Middle of the picture, everybody? There's a clamp just sort of banging around there. Maybe it's nothing to do with anyone. Maybe someone's done it. Oh, there's got a diff drop. Someone's mucked around with that. Not really, but looks like this is... Looks like that seal. Is that where that seal sits? It's not even all the way in properly. I don't think that's how that seal sits. Anyway, aftermarket shafts. Oh, I'm feeling sick, mate. I'm calling in sick for the next week. What about you?
Mate, I won't be here working on this.
Okay, so we're both calling in sick. We've got some slabs of Heineken now. I think we're going to need some bottles of stuff as well to go with this one. Unreal. Okay, so what's all this oil? We're going to all serious now. Look at that oil on the starter motor up there, right? It's just pouring over everything. That is not good for the starter motor either. That's amazing the starter motor's still working, being smothered in that much oil. Let's get back to the top under the engine bay and have a look and see where that oil's coming from. Oh no, have a look at this. What a mess. That's actually not too bad. I mean, I was expecting worse, weren't you? we've got a fair bit of auto electrical spaghetti going on again. I don't normally call it spaghetti, but somebody else came up with that name and I like it. This is more of an auto electrical catastrophe, eh? Look, I've got to say, he said, I can't wait to see some videos on my car. So hopefully he's got a sherbet in hand. You sit back, relax. I think that'd be the go. Have a look at this. What's going on here? Looks like a high tide on the oil filter, mate. What's going on down here? Right? So, remember what I said? It's not going to be the 1KD is a beautiful thing. And the 1GR is a beautiful thing. I'm not going to say the 1GD or the 1KZ is a beautiful thing as well. The 1GD, look, it's okay, especially the remap version, just to keep everyone entertained. But look, oh yeah, a few bolts missing from the cover, mate. Can you do that again, please? Do you just mind oh yeah, just flop that around, yeah. Okay, look at this, it's just filthy. This is why we don't have fixed prices, because it's like, it's depressing to work on. We're going to need to see people about this, and their hourly rate is more than double what ours is. It's out of control. What do you call it? What we're going to need, a bit of, anyway, let's get down and have a look at this. Pool of oil, look at that. What's going on down there? Now, remember what I said, it's not going to be 1KD, it's not going to be genuine, it's not going to be Toyota. There we have a Ryco oil filter. We could blame Ryco, but are we blaming Ryco? No. Are we blaming the vehicle technician that worked on it last? Not necessarily. Are we blaming the owner? Did he do it himself? Well, not necessarily, but maybe, okay? Could be any number of those three factors, but like I said, the reason this thing's covered in oil, oh, here we go, and the cover's coming off. Thanks, Johnny. Bloody awesome. Look at this. Yep, fantastic. I mean, we can certainly talk about a bit of excitement for the afternoon. We can certainly make this better, but like I already said to the client, we can't fix everything in one visit. There's a lot of work here. Like if this was my vehicle, I'd just about pull the engine out and clean it to start again. Lift the engine out, clean it down, just strip everything off it, clean it and put it back together. But hopefully this is a bit of his work truck, He's just going to hammer around with the tools and that, and he's going to go out the weekend, hit the tracks and give it a bit of a hammering, and hopefully he's got some spare cash to flash, because you know how it works, people. Mud equals money, and you can see it hits the mud because the mud's been up there, the fan throws it up there. He's washed it off a little bit, but there's plenty of evidence there, and I'm not complaining. Hey, each to their own. I mean, I'm not complaining as in you can do what you want. I'm complaining, yes, I'm complaining. I want clean cars like the last one that was in here. That's our type of vehicle. So if you can, all those good, awesome, clean cars, people that are really pedantic, mate, we can do your injectors, your BFE, we can even replace your engine, but you're probably not going to need it. And just having a look at this thing, it's just amazing the amount of, there's no end to the disgustosity. There you go, I just made up a word. Look, it's actually, I think he's given a bit of a clean up because, there's not that fresh dust. Like if you went like that, it's not really, it's not caked in mud. But I'll tell you what do you reckon, mate? We're going to give it a clean before we work on it, aren't we?
2 hour clean.
2 hours, there you go. He doesn't sound too happy about that, 2 hours. I reckon that's 6 slabs of Heineken. So when you come and pick up the car, just bring the trailer with the green boxes. Happy days. All right, so this is our plan of attack. This is what I'm thinking. We're not here to fix the spaghetti. The concerns are it runs a bit rough, doesn't really run that well, whatever. So the vehicle's done, I think, nearly 300,000 k's. Did you know? 298. At some stage he paid to get injector seals done, which that would have been just more butcherism. Can you imagine someone working on this engine, pulling the injector pipes off, guaranteed contamination and mess? Oh my gosh, what's going to be in there? Is there any clamps left there? Oh, the clamps are on the lines. That's awesome. What about down here? We've got one there. Yeah, it's there. It's all there. That's good. But look, it's going to be contamination, and even if it wasn't, 300,000 k's. So he's had it 5 years. I think he said it had 170,000 k's or something like that on it. And I'm going to say that at 170k, unlikely that the previous owner would have changed the injectors. I think he said he's changed the drive belt or something like that, maybe. But I'll tell you what, that looks like, it's a day coat, mate. That's why. Remember how I said they go all slick, people? Have a look at it. in my opinion, okay, I'm not here to bag Daco, but good luck to them. Just use genuine. You know, I could say, oh, they're rubbish, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to say, stick to genuine quality, right? They just last ages. Oh, I thought that was cracks, but it's just hairline. Anyway, so it's noisy, so it needs a belt, it needs the bearings. It's done 300,000. You may as well do the BFE. That's the timing belt, the idler, the tensioner. Change the water pump, because if it's not leaking, it bloody will be soon enough, because it's probably old and original as well. Looks original, doesn't it? So it's never been off. So if you, and you know, the whole timing belt and everything's got to come off to change that water pump. This is what I'm talking about. You may as well just do the whole thing. Give it the big birthday. 6 slabs for the cleanup. Look, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but we have to do the cleanup and then see. Do the injector job. The injector's going to be old and flogged. The engine's going to be awesome. You never know if damage is done to the pistons. Usually you're okay. Usually you're lucky. But if this was to crack a piston at a later date, you've just got to say, well, have a look around and look at the maintenance. Look at the butchers that have worked on it. Look at the injectors that have been in there for 300,000 Ks. People have had them out, changing the seals apparently, or the seats. Looks like a bit of a fuel leak there under the thing. Maybe, maybe not, whatever. That could be just where the fuel leaked out when they contaminated the injectors. I mean, redid the injector seals or whatever it was called. Just using his words, okay? Clamp missing there on the heater hoses, right? That's meant to have a clamp on it there. Half of it's there. Anyway, the point is, our plan of attack, okay? Number 1, cleaning. Number 2, actually no, number 1, let's get that bloody oil filter off there, wouldn't you agree? And put a genuine one on. Let's do that first. Then, there's that much oil probably missing out of it, and it's that black. There's no point adding oil to it, so let's drop the oil and get the rest of the oil out. Then let's refill it, put another 7 litres of engine oil in there. Okay, that'll take care of the oil leak. One problem solved. Then let's take it out, give it a massive wash down. As many slabs of Heineken as it takes. I mean, as much degreaser as it takes. And once that's done, we'll blow it dry. We'll give it a bit of a plug it in. We'll have a look on the diagnostic. Even though on this, let's just check. What year is it, please, mate? Can you just
2012.
check? 2012. So 2012, again, we're not going to see a lot on the diagnostic, but let's have a quick look. Let's make sure it's clean and dry, and then we'll bring it into the workshop ready. And then what I'd suggest next is a, let's get it all pulled apart, see what we find as far as E-jar cleaning goes, replacing the injectors, checking valve clearances, hopefully not a manifold, but it could be a caked manifold. These Hiluxes, sometimes when they're like this, they do get, it could be one of the ones that needs a manifold. If it needs doing, we don't mind, we'll do it. And once that's all done, we better check what his budget's like, see if he's got an open checkbook or not. And then I'd be getting into the BFE, which means compressor off, airbox off, intercoolers off, you know, as we've shown in videos, the alternator, everything down there, the whole timing belt, the whole water pump, all new coolant. And it's going to be a massive big birthday, and the thing's got to run heaps better after that. And even if it doesn't, well, it's going to, and it's going to be heaps more reliable, and it's going to be back towards peak condition. And then obviously if it's still, because he says it's, so one, it was not running well, he said, maybe a bit rough and not running that well. This work will probably solve that. And then a little bit sluggish, well, it depends where we're at with the manifold, whether we do that or not. And if all the manifold and the injector job's done and that doesn't improve it enough, then we've got to go back and look at tyre size, because, you know, and all the gear. So it's got quite a bit of gear on it. You know, these big steel tray on the back. We'll get around there in a minute. The tyres are not massive. I haven't measured them, looked at the size. I'm going to take a guess. They're about 32. So if you've got the 4-speed auto, even the manual for that matter, but the 4-speed auto with bigger tyres and stuff like that, they do end up a little bit sluggish, whatever. So just have a bit of a look at the back of it. You know, it's got the steel tray on the back. It's got some gear. You know, like I said, he carries the gear around, the tools, that sort of thing. So, you know, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Anyway, bada bing, that's your decent sized tyres, you know, a little bit bigger. So some people want to have a look. Looks like they're 15, so we'll go in and we'll have a look. 265, 75, 16. So that's, yeah, I think that's, yeah, I'd have to think too hard because I haven't been in 15s for many years. You can put it in the comments what size tyres those are. Bodywork looks pretty good. It's got some heavy duty side steps, but as you can see, it's a fun truck. That's what it's used for. It's used for fun. He's probably got his Mercedes or BMW at home for the weekend when he takes the missus out, because she's going to go, I'm not getting in that Hilux bloody grotty thing. Anyway, maybe not. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Hope you found it a bit entertaining, but that's what we've got in front of us, and that's my thoughts. Facebook says, what's on your mind? Well, YouTube doesn't say that, but you get what's on my mind anyway, and hopefully it was a bit educational for you. What I'm going to do is send this video straight to the client so he knows where it's at and if he's happy with that. So let's have a cost estimate on this. I mean, without thinking too hard, it sounds like about $8,000. You know, I'm just going to put it out there, you know, more or less, depending on, you know, there's a number of variables. I mean, depends if we do the manifold or not, you know. So, yeah, I mean, ballpark guess out there. And, hey, Mitch, how much would you charge to do a car wash on this engine bay? Just on the engine bay here.
$100.
$100, yeah. How much did you just wash the outside of a car for? The one outside there that you just
20.
did? $20. So that was $20.
That's grotty.
That's it. So just to wash this, $100, eh? Mate, you're cheap. We're going to charge even more than that. Would you work on a car like this?
I'll wash it first.
Exactly. So you're fussy like us, right? That's awesome. All right, people. Bada bing, bada boom. I hope you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn the bell on. There'll be more videos on this vehicle. You can rest assured. Bada bing, bada boom. Catch you on the next one. See ya.